Ladies, gentlemen, and attack helicopters, you all know that I like the Fazbear Frights series, and the 6th one's cover has just been released. I'm sure a lot of you don't know that there's 2 more announced after the original 5, Blackbird and the Breaking Wheel, because I definitely don't need my money or anything. This video is made to, 1, showcase the new cover for the 6th one, just so you know the 7th one we don't know yet, and so I can talk a little bit about the descriptions of these books, because I haven't really talked about them before, and I want you guys to know just how interesting these stories look like they're going to be. First of all, here's the cover for Blackbird. I mean, it's pretty much what we expected it would be. It's a black bird, and he's looking pretty creepy. I do really like this cover. It doesn't really feel much like FNAF to me, to be honest. But this series has branched out way far from killer animatronics, so I mean, I'm not too surprised. Okay, let's move on to the descriptions. They've been out for a while now, but I don't think a lot of people have actually seen them. Here's the one for number 6. Haunted by the past. To avoid confronting an ugly truth, Noel falls prey to a monster that punishes past transgressions. Since the one on the cover is always in the first story, we know that this monster is going to be the Blackbird we see on the cover. Growing weaker by the day, 9-year-old Jake looks back on the time before he was sick, imagining life as if he were well again. Now this is interesting, 1, because I have no idea what the animatronic for this one is going to be, 2, because this Jake has actually been mentioned twice before in these books. We can't tell for sure if it's the same Jake, but I wouldn't be surprised. First is in Fetch. He was a little kid that the main character, Greg, babysat. And he also shows up in the epilogue of Fazbear Frights 4, where it's revealed that at least that Jake, spoiler alert by the way, is possessing the Stitch Wraith along with a kid named Andrew. Not sure if this is the same Jake again, but it's interesting. And, forever desperate to prove his worth to his arrogant brother and distant father, Toby chases victory at an arcade game with horrifying consequences. So, clearly, this Toby and his family, obviously, seem to be reminiscent of the Afton family, just like in Step Closer. That's not confirmed either, but it definitely seems like there's some parallels there between this kid and his family and the Afton family. A distant father, an arrogant brother, definitely seems familiar. Now, what I'm wondering is how the arcade game plays into this. Could be a super cool story, and I'm really excited for that one especially. Now let's move on to the 7th book, Blackbird. The Breaking Wheel. And finally, here's number 7, The Breaking Wheel, presumably the last one in the series. Some things must be learned the hard way. Reed sees an opportunity to teach the school bully not to mess with him, but ends up mangling the lesson. Is that word just a coincidence? I doubt it, because as we all know, Scott don't do coincidences. I'm sorry, I had to say it. Robert, an exhausted single father, gets a crash course in parenting when he buys a fancy new teddy bear to watch and entertain his young son. Okay, so already we know that there's going to be a bear in this story. Is it just going to be a Freddy plush, or something more specific? Toy Freddy? Withered Freddy? I don't think they'd make a withered Freddy plush. It's probably just going to be a normal Freddy plush. But I'm interested to see how that works out. Chris, eager to join the... Wait, it's me, Chris! Eager to join the science club at school, agrees to undergo a grisly experiment to be accepted. That's weird. I don't have many predictions for this, but it's guaranteed to be interesting, and since it's so far the last one in the series, maybe things will come to a head there? I doubt it, though. I was expecting something a little more climactic, to be honest. But remember, there's always the epilogue after all 3 stories. But in the malevolent universe of Five Nights at Freddy's, there is always an education in pain. And those are the descriptions. So already, this is really interesting, and I can't wait to see these new books. If you're new here, by the way, I do some audiobooks for these FNAF books, so if you don't feel like buying them, if you're too poor, trust me, I'm running out of money as well. I don't think it's going to be a bit tricky to buy the rest of these. I do have some audiobooks for them. Some of them are on my second channel, which you can find in the channels page on my channel, but the other ones, the newer ones, are on this main channel, and they're all in a playlist on my channel, okay? They're all there. So, go ahead, Try them out and enjoy.